Alright, this is a video that I made before, but whatever. I deleted it for a terrible reason. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Alright, here we go. Alright, this one is about reptilians, right? Because everybody loves fear. So, reptilians. This is an examination of what a reptilian is. Considering the actual idea of a shape-shifting reptilian that eats cows and drinks blood is just foolish. We should do what we should always do and look within to find the correlation. Look into the human body and mind. Looking into the body, we can find some things that ring true, like thermoregulation, the egg that is fertilized when one is conceived, and the three-chamber heart. These are things in the body that we get from reptiles, and it seems to me that humans are a combination of every species of animal. If you believe that the outside of a person is a reflection of the inside, then you must know that there are reptile features that exist within the body and mind. Now, the more important part of this study, right? It's the reptilian feature of the brain, and everybody knows what it is, but because it's usually overactive in people, they can't calm their mind enough to make this connection. Emotions and stress cloud the mind and make it difficult to understand and make these obvious connections. Anyway, the reptile brain is the centermost part of the brain. Seems to be involved with all the deeper parts of the brain that are really important. The brain stem, the cerebellum, the thalamus. These are believed to be reptilian in nature. These mostly deal with survival and such, but more to the point, the reptile brain deals with fight or flight. And if one understands sympathetic mimetic disorder, you can actually get this figured out like that. Unless your reptile brain's taken over and you're stressed out about tomorrow, or even worse, you think there's a virus that killed millions of people even though no one's left. I want to add though that looking at the name of the virus tells you all you need to know about the virus. Novel means not real, but it sounds real. Corona means crown, your mind. And we all know what a virus is, and we know that a virus doesn't live in your breath. So if you put that together, you get mind control. That's what it is. Keeping your reptile brain active so you can't make simple connections. That's another video though, which I already have typed up. The reptile brain, as it's called, deals with fight or flight. And when this bad boy clicks on, you turn dumb as a box of rocks and just respond aggressively to anything that you perceive as a threat. Snakes, alligators, most reptiles, they just lash out at anything that gets close. This is the actual meaning of a reptilian, not a shapeshifter who vampirizes things and such. That's nonsense. That's only believable when you've watched enough TV to crave the fear buzz and believe in silly external forces like that. So, how a reptilian is made. Let's say a normal person wakes up and turns on the TV. Mistake number one. Which is the absolute worst thing you can do right now, or ever, really. And you see the news about millions of people dead, shootings, pedophiles, all that mess. Your nervous system gets the signal and the reptile brain takes over. Now you're anxious and worried and you can't concentrate on small tasks because you're so bothered by the nonsense that you heard and bought. Oh, you're so bothered by that you feel the need to do something, which you can't. Oh. Alright, so you're so bothered by the things that you've seen on the TV because that's the only place they are. You feel the need to do something, you can't. Or you try to protect yourself from this perceived threat, and so you'll be in a state of stress, and your nervous system will be overworked until it crashes. This is usually signified by a really big yawn, and after that you get it's a kind of tired that you can't shake. That's because your nervous system has used all the energy in your body to protect you from a threat that 99% of the time isn't even real. It's put out, these threats, they are put out by a system that profits from an ignorant society who fail to educate themselves because they perceive everything around them as a threat to their survival or happiness. So, if you wonder why the news is always bad, or why society has slowly slid downward towards its demise, that's why. The ones who are at the top will always be at the top unless you educate yourself. I wish for all men to have what is deserved, and regardless of what you choose to do, we are all equal with the gift of life, and with that life, with the gift of life, you were given the right to fulfill your heart's desires without others infringing or hindering your liberty. Liberty is the ability to move and accomplish your goals without having to bend over backwards to do it. Licenses, a fishing license, driver license, those are a hindrance to liberty. I don't have to pay anyone to go fishing. I don't need government approval to drive a car. But when you believe that you do, you surrender to a lifeless entity and give it your power. This is the reality of it, though, because so many for so long have laid down and surrendered and just decided to meet the demands of the enemy. The lifeless beast now has nearly full control of every aspect of man's life. Between government, business, and technology, all three are one, there are very few men who are free. Last thing, and it's the saddest, the same ones who put the programming on the TV to activate your reptile brain and keep you in fight or flight mode are the same ones who you surrender your power to so you feel safe. People bought it, hook, line, and sinker, and now we have a whole bunch of people so deep and asleep and somehow still full of panic that I don't know that they'll actually ever escape it. But I'll be praying for them nonetheless, because it's a terrible place to be. The reptile brain, you got to beat that shit, man. You don't lay down for that. Don't lay down for nobody. That's it, though, guys. This is my reptilian video. Love you. See you soon.